We're talking to attorney Raymond Fortun, lawyer to engineer Bryce Hernandez. Good afternoon, attorney. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, attorney.
Good afternoon, attorney.
Nakamute, sir.
Nakamute po kayo.
Right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Good afternoon, sir.
Attorney.
Wait, hold on. The first thing I want to establish is how long have you been the representative of Bryce Hernandez? How long have you known him?
Tinanong niya.
Nung pumutok pa lamang yung issue, no? When the issue came out, then our law firm was hired. I was not the one personally contacted, and sorry for that. I was not the one who was personally contacted, no, but being the managing partner of the firm, I was at least observant of what was happening. So, nangyari was that I was very happy with the initial stance of Bryce because I felt that there was consistency on his part to speak about the involvement of some of the legislators. Kaya you will notice that during the early part, I was not very visible. Now, it actually turned sometime after he appeared before the Congress. And ang tanong ko kagad dun sa partner in charge ko, si Attorney Devanza, was, ano nangyari? Bakit biglang nagsalita tungkol dyan? And apparently there was some kind of shift, but I still wasn't happy. Now, ito yung just last weekend when there was a move to retrieve some of the evidence dun sa bahay ni Bryce, and it would appear that Bryce was now willing to tell all. That's when he asked me, ano attorney, pwede ba kailangan na namin yung tulong mo? So that's when you will notice that I suddenly became more visible and started speaking.
Right. But safe to say you've only known him a month or two.
Probably less. I got to speak with him. You will notice that one of the first interviews ni Senator Lacson was that meron daw lumapit at nagtatanong daw na tungkol sa witness protection, pero hindi na bumalik. Ako po yun. I was the one who approached Senator Lacson. He may or he may not confirm this because it's something that was pretty exploratory. Pero I was really one of the first ones na nilapit ko mismo si Bryce, and I wanted Bryce to see what Senator Lacson had to offer and what was the consequence of him becoming a state witness.
Attorney,
So, attorney, yun talaga yung pinapursue nyo? Is Bryce, kasi napapansin namin, he is offering a lot of personal testimony na maraming masasabit. Is he doing that on your advice o siya mismo ang nagsabi na gusto niyang magsalita and to to enlighten the people kung ano yung mga nangyayari or to give his version of events anyway kung ano yung nangyayari? Advice niyo ba yun o siya yung may gusto?
Normally, yung kliyente, meron silang mga gustong mangyari. And then the lawyer's job is really just to show him the options. If you take this particular chance, ito yung posible mangyayari. If you do more than that, then this is what is expected. So we offered these options to him. And then he initially had his own reservations. I have to be the first one to say that merong mga ibang tao na bumubulong din sa kanya. We cannot avoid that. Mga kamag-anak, merong mga malapit sa kamag-anak. But finally, it was actually just last weekend. I correct myself. It actually started about last week. You will notice that he appeared before the ICI. And one of the things that he did was to surrender yung isang luxury vehicle niya. And the reason for that is I said, you cannot and should not hold on to any of your assets. The one way by which, if you want to enter the witness protection program, you have to give up the things that you were able to take. And when he started believing me, and he started turning over itong mga assets na ito. In fact, he should have turned over the Lamborghini already. Nawawala lang daw yung susi. So, but within the next few days, we will do exactly that. So, to answer your question, yes, I am of the belief that Bryce is listening to our advice as his counsels, and that slowly but surely, the public will be made aware of everything that he knows with regard to this, all the anomalies in the Bulacan 1st District.
Ronald?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yung computer niya, tinurn over na sa ICI.
Hindi pa po. Yan ang one of the sticking points, no? Pero I think he will come around. I had mentioned and I had said over the television, that my plan and my desire is for the ICI to have this computer. Nangyari po kasi was that last week, I think it was sila Babe Singson and sila Justice Reyes who inquired about the computer. And Bryce, during that one time na pumunta siya sa ICI, promised to give the computer. And that's the reason why noong pinayagan siya ng Senado na pumunta nung Saturday, he was able to turn over quite a number of documents to the OSAA, yung Senate Sergeant at Arms. But actually kulang pa nga meron pa mga dokumento doon. But he already had this idea na pinangakuan niya sila Secretary Singson, si Justice Reyes, si Mayor Magalong, that he would be turning over the computer. And that's the reason why apparently hindi naintindihan ni Senator Lacson. Akala niya makukuha nila lahat. But there was already a prior agreement with the ICI that the computer will be turned over to the ICI.
So, attorney, ang sinasabi nyo ay medyo kulang yung pag-unawa ni Senator Ping Lacson doon sa naging usap sa kanya?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there might have been a miscommunication or a misimpression. Not sa kulang sa pangunawa. If I had said that, probably I may have said it wrongly. No? But definitely, the paalam was that he will try to obtain evidence that would be helpful in whatever he wanted to say. Si Bryce po kasi ayaw niya yung nagtuturo lamang na wala siyang mga dokumento, wala siyang ebidensya. And that's what he told the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Can you allow me to go to my house so that I can get the evidences that I can utilize and show to you when I do come out and implicate certain people?
So hindi naman sa ayaw niya, it's more of kung kanino niya ibibigay, whether ICI or sa Blue Ribbon.
That's correct. No, he has been very cooperative. He wants to tell all from early last week, and that's the reason why I said, okay, sige Bryce, I will speak for you na, no? Kasi, well, let us just say that as his counsel, I would be able to express things in a legal manner, answer some of the legal questions that will be asked, no? Which probably he would not be able to understand.
Sir, as far as testimonies and documents go that Bryce is holding on to, how far up or how far down pa ang kanyang mai-implicate? Even if I suppose kasi you're not yet ready to give names, additional names. Pero for example, legislators, how many more are we talking about here that he can implicate or that he would implicate down the line?
Kung ako po yung tatanungin niyo, alam ko merong 6 na senador.
Dagdag pa yon. Hindi to total.
Sa mga dokumento
incumbent po yon. Incumbent ba, Senator?
Meron pong 2 na hindi incumbent. Yung 2 po ex.
So
Ngayon, 2 congressmen naman po, at least from what I had been shown initially, the list can actually be longer because Bryce said that there are more inside that computer. Well, lumabas na yung pangalan ni Minister ko, lumabas na yung pangalan ni Mitch Kahayon, meron pa pong mga iba. Meron pa po.
Mga ilang kaya? Mga ilang?
Sir, ballpark,
Si Feldstar po lumabas na.
May isang dosena pa kaya? May isang dosena pa kaya, Congressman?
Parang tabaran
Hindi siguro. I don't think so. Then, you have to understand, guys, that this is only one district. Meaning
Yes, sir.
Bulacan district. So in other words, there is always, may nagtatanong sa akin, bakit wala si Cheese? And my answer to that is, I'm almost sure, probably hindi ma-mention si Cheese simply because walang insertion doon. Si
Sa Bulacan.
Escudero, wala doon. Hindi ko sinasabi na wala siyang insertion somewhere else. Pero ito, at least insofar as Bulacan 1st District is concerned, ito lamang mga talagang involved. So, merong initials lang kasi. Yung initials doon sa, na makikita mo talaga kung sino yung proponent. And up to now, I haven't really extracted from Bryce who are the personalities corresponding to the initials.
Wait, sorry. I want to be very clear about this. In the Senate, you said 6 more senators or 6 in total, including the ones already named?
But the one I have seen po at 6. He has already mentioned Senator Joel,
Correct.
Senator Goy.
Villa.
And
Yun
Revilla.
Yun lang. Oh, yun
Former
lang.
Senator Revilla. Well, sorry, that's from Henry Alcantara pala. Sino ba
That's
yung under kay Senator, under the Senate?
Yung meron pa pong isa, no? I am not at liberty to say. I should allow Bryce not to be the one to disclose
Okay.
that.
Attorney, ang
So,
sinasabi niyo ba ay nabanggit niyo kasi insertions eh. Iba kasi yung insertions sa kickback. So,
Iba pa po yun.
gusto ko lang
Iba pa.
i-clarify what do you mean? Insertions
Okay.
or kickback?
Sige, kasi remember guys that you do have the GAA and it is based on the net, no? Now, what happens here is that meron mga sinabmit na ng mga projects but you do not see who the proponents are. And then there are the insertions, meaning hindi nyo makikita sa GAA and yet merong mga proyekto and you will still see na walang proponent. The documents that Bryce has the listing of the proponents. Kung sino yung nagpasok ng mga proyekto na yon dito sa yung mga proyekto na to dito sa Bulacan. And therefore, quote-unquote, sino yung dapat na makakatanggap noong kickback.
Obligasyon.
That's it. Ang tawag doon, well, merong sinasabi, may patong, no? Kasi I think Bryce earlier also mentioned, di ba, they bloat the cost of the project so that merong ngayong pangbigay para doon sa mga senador or congressman or what, no? But that is also to ensure that yung some buildings, hospitals, schools, and some other high-rise no na mga buildings are not under are not weak, no, or underdeveloped, such that na-maintain pa din naman yung integrity ng mga buildings na yun, notwithstanding the fact that there has already been patong made to cater to the kickbacks of the legislators.
Yes, I was wondering about that kasi he was pretty emphatic dun sa second part in saying na hindi pala substandard. He just misspoke
Yes.
daw. In effect, bale, they were just padding the expenses so that pwedeng tanggalan ng kickback and mabibuild pa rin according to standards daw yung project. But on the other hand, we've also seen a lot of projects na obviously substandard. Yung nadudurog na yung semento sa Bulacan, as well yung kulang-kulang. So, hindi lang po, it's not exactly true na hindi substandard ang projects. You also see clear cases of substandard projects, bagamat may kickback na.
Yeah, that's true, Ed. No? Let's distinguish the two. So with regard to some mga projects, no, not flood control projects, what they do is they really make sure that the building is up to specs in accordance with the plan submitted. Ang ginagawa lang nila, pinobloat nila yung cost of the project. That is, so it allows now therefore the proponent to be given his share, and then it also allows now the engineers to be able to do the work properly. On the other hand, you now have the flood control projects. Yan, ibang usapan yan. Yan yung 25 to 30% na patong. And no, not patong. The 25 to 30% cut immediately by the legislator and the proponent. So, nagkakaroon na ngayon ng hatian. Merong 8% papunta sa ganito. Yung even the fake bidding process wherein the losing bidders are to receive amounts as losing bidders.
Consolation prize.
Oh, pabuya. Okay? So, ganun talaga, no? Yun ang kalakaran. And then at the end of the day, lumalabas parang 25, 30% na lang yung natitira from the total amount that has been allocated for that particular project. And now you really end up with substandard projects.
Attorney, alam naman natin na if you're applying for witness protection, we will be presuming na you are not the most guilty, no? Kung sakasakala, sino kaya yung magiging most guilty doon?
I would think that the DOJ would be able to answer that question more precisely, no? Again, let's take a look at the Janet Napoles scenario. Yan ang siguro ang best na analogy that we can make. If you take a look at Janet Napoles, she was the one who conceptualized the entire scheme. Siya yung lumapit dun sa mga congressmen, allegedly, pero I think it's true naman, kasi lumabas sa ebidensya. Siya yung mga lumapit, she offered her services to the legislators. They said, if you allow your PDAF or your PDAF to be utilized by us, ibigay niyo yung pera sa amin, they'll set up these fake NGOs for you. You get your cut even before the money comes out. I'll be the one to deal with the DBM, to come out with the SARO. Lalabas yung pera, they spread out the wealth to the COA and to all the other post audits, and then they end up with whatever's left. And most of the time, there was really no project at all. Meaning talagang kinuha lang talaga nila yung pera, and they made it appear that there were projects that were made. You will notice that there was a whistleblower there. His name was Ben Herluy. And Ben Herluy, admittedly, was also part of that entire scheme. The difference is that you had a clear mastermind, somebody who was orchestrating the entire thing. That was Janet Napoles. So let's go back to the situation that we have here. We have here basically now Bryce Hernandez saying that yes, kami yung mga nakakuha ng pera, kinokolekta namin dun sa mga contractors, but you see all of these were at the direction of our boss, Boss Henry. Now, Boss Henry has now spoken out and said all of these were at the direction of Yusek Bernardo. Yes. So, we need to see. We need to see. Ano ba ngayon ang sasabihin ni Bernardo? Kasi apparently, as it stands right now, the mastermind, the one who conceptualized this entire thing, would appear to be Yusek Bernardo, and to a lesser extent, it should be Henry Alcantara.
So in
Ano
short,
kung ituro ni Yusek, mga congressman naman? Sino na yung doon? Kasi sinasabi ni Ping Lacson, original sin daw, yung mga lawmakers.
Well, again, to be candid, yung 20, 25, and 30%, guys, hindi naman tayo pinanganak yesterday. We knew that was happening, right? For some time.
Yeah.
We knew it. So the truth is that it was, they used the term SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. Meaning, hindi pa umuupo yung congressman na yan, alam na nila na ganyan yung kalakaran. So, in other words, somebody apparently knew what the system was, but you see, you still need to do kumpas. For example, I know, at least Bryce tells me, that Engineer Alcantara was handpicked to become the district engineer for Bulacan. Why would that happen? That would happen because Henry Alcantara was already designated to be at the center, at the hub of everything. And that Henry Alcantara was the one who would implement and tell all the people to comply. Otherwise, itong mga tao na to, suddenly magkakaroon ngayon sila ng mga cases filed against them, and then they will be forced to leave. There have been instances like that in Bulacan that happened. Na yung mga hindi nagko-cooperate kay Henry Alcantara, ginagawa nila ng kaso, tapos nagre-resign na lang. Ganun yung nangyari.
Attorney, sinong nag-handpick? Sinong nag-handpick kay Henry Alcantara?
My understanding is it's Yusek Bernardo.
Right.
Okay.
But attorney, is it also correct to say that you're also only hearing that from your client? Because as you admitted, you just met him. So yung all the backstories around what's going on in Bulacan, sa kanya mo lang din narinig, correct?
Yeah, I have his affidavit. Yes, he has actually prepared affidavit.
Okay.
We call it a whistleblower's report. So before I actually started speaking for him, I already knew practically the entire scheme and who the people are, who the personalities that will be involved with.
Is it, in short, is it your strategy now to paint Bryce Hernandez as the least guilty here?
He can't be the least guilty. All that you have to do is just take a look at yung kanyang Ferrari at saka yung Lamborghini and millions that he spent inside the casino. He's not the least guilty. But the requirement under the law to become a state witness
As long
is
as
that you
they're
are
not the most guilty.
most.
Okay,
That's
so
correct.
you were
Yes.
trying to position him as a player in the middle, basically. You're not the most guilty, but you're also not the
Middle
least
guilty.
guilty. A middle guilt. middle guilty party, basically.
Somewhat guilty?
Well, I'm not gonna wash his sins. No? Obviously, he's done something really bad for country. But there are 5 requisites in order to become a state witness. Number 1 is the absolute necessity for his testimony. Number 2, that there is no other direct evidence available in order to prosecute the offense against the masterminds. Number 3, that the testimony can be substantially corroborated in its material points. Number 4, of course, is that he is not the most guilty. Number 5 is that he's not been previously convicted of an offense involving moral turpitude. So makikita nyo na hindi lang yan yung basta magsasalita siya. Whatever he says has to be also corroborated. And that's why important din naman na that JP Mendoza is there, because JP Mendoza will corroborate everything that Bryce Hernandez will testify. Ngayon, kaninang umaga, what happened? Again, let's go back 1 week or 2 weeks ago. Si Alcantara was denying everything. And he was, ang testimony naman ni Bryce, na pinatawag sila first week of August, and sinabihan niya lahat ng mga taon doon, oy, tuturo natin, na ang nakagagawan dito is si Bryce at saka si JP. Sino pa naman papayag doon sa ganun, di ba? Kasi talaga naman lahat sila involved. So that's why, ang position biglang nagbago. Yeah, last week, Alcantara was saying, hindi po ako, hindi kami close. Evidence to the contrary, videos to the contrary. Hindi ko kilala si Senator Joel Villanueva. Evidence to the contrary. And it was only Bryce who actually stood up and said, this was what's happening. So the truth is, and I'm sorry to say this, pero the only reason that Alcantara came out this morning and applied for the witness protection program is because of being forced, really. No, he had no other recourse because Bryce has already pinpointed him as the person who was involved.
Sir, attorney, theoretically naman, pwede silang lahat na pumasok sa witness protection, di ba? Theoretically.
Theoretically, pero dapat may makulong.
Yes, sir. Pero sir,
Pero attorney, yun ang inaalala ng mga tao. Yun ang inaalala nila. Pag nag-witness protection, linawin lang natin na pag nag-witness protection, it doesn't completely exculpate you from punishment, no?
Right.
Pwede ka pa rin makulong pero liliit yung sentensya. Tama ba yun?
Yeah, it's possible, no? Pwede. No. Okay, so under Rule 119, Section 17 of the Rules on Criminal Procedure, it says a discharge of the accused as a state witness. When we say discharge, as an accused, hindi na siya masisentensyahan.
Yes.
He will not be convicted. Okay, but I am also of the impression that a judge may probably in his wisdom, the law does not discount the possibility where a minor witness, for example, kunyari, still unaccused, will be given a lighter sentence because yung kanyang testimony will be vital in order to convict the others.
Pero sir, in his testimony kanina, si Alcantara nga practically implicated Bong Revilla, although by hearsay, saying na yung 300 million peso insertion in 2024 was for Revilla, was running for election in 2025, and that he had to increase the kickback to 30% because Bernardo said na, Henry, kay Senator Bong yan, gusto mo tumulong sa kanya and all that. So, yes. In effect, bale si Alcantara implicated Bong Revilla, at least by hearsay. Yes. My question is, earlier kasi, you were, if I understand correctly, you were the lawyer of Bong Revilla, at least in
libel.
The possible libel case against those posting social media posts that supposedly led to his defeat in 2025. Yes. So where are you now? How do you situate yourself now? And is there any conflict on your part?
From a conflict standpoint, I don't think that there is a conflict that has been created. Number one, because the two cases are very different from each other. Whatever information that Senator Revilla had revealed to me with regard to the matter that he brought to my attention, hindi namin napapag-usapan itong flood control issues or yung mga kanyang alleged na natatanggap as a kickback. So I never received any information that I can utilize in order to have him convicted. So no conflict. Secondly, if you will notice, although we had plans to file a cyber libel complaint, we've never filed. So the truth is up to now, although I may have spoken on his behalf, but I have my action as a counsel to represent a petitioner or a complainant in a case has not actually been created.
Attorney, can you confirm definitively that Senator Bong Revilla is not your client right now?
Well, he is a client. He is a client.
He remains a
because
client then, even though you never filed the case.
He is a client because because he has engaged my services. In the code of professional responsibility ng mga lawyers, once that merong advice that you give, that there has been a consultation with regard to a particular matter that can evolve into a case, has been brought to my attention, I have given advice, automatically client na siya. Even if that person has not even paid a single centavo.
Right. Okay, so then do you expect to represent him in this case too?
I doubt it. And I don't, and when that time comes, if he does decide to seek my help to try to defend him, I will have to say that I do have a conflict.
Which would be Bryce.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so if any of the other senators or lawmakers implicated approach your law firm, which is one of the higher profile law firms in the country, you would have to turn them down as well.
Yes,
Kasi
that's correct.
nauna na si Bryce.
It cannot, no? Kasi automatically is that Bryce is my client and he will be rendering testimony against the individuals who will be implicated. So obviously, I cannot represent.
Yeah, not just you, attorney, but your whole law firm cannot take on other lawmakers, correct?
Yes, that's correct. We cannot create any firewalls here, and I will not allow it.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, let me back up lang a bit just for our elucidation. Ano po yung status ng case ni Senator Bong Revilla? Kasi I remember he was acquitted for plunder, but at the same time, there was an order for him to pay civil liability of 124 million pesos. Was that ever resolved, as far as you would know?
Yeah, I have knowledge of that particular case. No? Kasi nga, it was one of the things which was brought to my attention when he had consulted with me with regard to possible cyber libel against some bloggers. No?
Yes,
so
sir.
I have read the decision, and to be candid to everybody, the decision did convict Janet Napoles and Richard Cambe, acquitted Senator Revilla, and then said that may liability nga na 140 million, I believe. No?
124.5, sir.
124.5.
Thank you for that. Okay, now the thing is that there is a provision in our revised penal code wherein if one is acquitted, then the civil liability also does not attach. So, ang nangyari po dito is that the Office of the Special Prosecutor, yung nagpo-prosecute ng kaso doon sa Sandigan Bayan, had asked now for the implementation of the 124 million against Bong Revilla. And Senator Revilla had opposed it saying, acquitted ako eh. You cannot run after me. And I understand that even up to this day, that has not been resolved by the Sandigan Bayan. So effectively, wala pa talaga ang stand with Senator Bong is that he is not liable for the 124 million, and the Sandigan Bayan has not come out with any resolution with regard to the motion filed by the prosecution to enforce the civil liability against Senator Bong.
Okay, that's
Pending yung
handy,
issue
yes.
na yon? It's a pending issue o kailangan may mag-file na naman ng petition na paki-implement na nga itong ruling na to or to clarify?
Pwede naman po sila talaga na mag-file ng either yung tinatawag na motion to resolve, no? If it's a
Yes.
pwede sila mag-file ng motion to resolve, and then the court now effectively will now be put on notice na hoy, meron pala tayong pending motion na hindi pa natin na nare-resolve and that they should be acted on. Medyo matagal na din naman kasi, no? That was
Yes.
2018. So,
Yeah.
hindi pa nila nire-resolve. That's the last that I heard. That there was a motion, in fact, to execute the civil aspect of that decision
Yes, sir.
against Senator Bong. Senator Bong's lawyers had opposed it, and there has been no resolution by the Sandigan Bayan.
Okay. Sir, let me circle back to Bryce Hernandez. Among his testimonies kasi daan-daang milyon na kasang dala-dala nila kaliwat kanan. We're wondering how they're able to gather all these
Withdraw.
bills,
Withdraw.
withdraw them from the banks, and not trigger anything. I mean, we're not talking about 1 million, 2 million. We're talking about 50,
Hundreds of
100,
millions.
150,
A billion.
20
Or make the banks
cases
liable.
containing 50 million pesos each. Ako, that's the first
magkano?
time I heard about it. I was shocked. Now,
Attorney,
your
sorry,
question is it possible? Is it possible? Well, kung iipunin nila, Now, I think we all understand, kasi I've dealt with money as well, as a lawyer. And alam nyo, yung mismong ultimo lamang na 10 million pesos na susubukan mo i-withdraw sa bangko, hindi mo magagawa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
the bank does not have that much cash inside its vault. You will have to call up and then they will schedule sa pababalikin ka pa nila. 10 million lang yun. Ito
Correct.
hindi, hundreds of millions. No? So, well, tama yan. I think that's one of the things that the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee should probably look into. How is it possible that there can be a transmittal of 1 billion pesos worth of cash, no? Paano nilikom yan? You have Sally Santos already testifying that nagte-turn over siya ng 150 million. Yung malalaki din yung pera na binibigay niya kala Bryce. So how is that possible?
Attorney, I'm so sorry. We missed the first line that you said. Could you repeat that? How were they able to take the cash out of the banks?
Yung una niyong sagot.
Oo, in my own experience, talaga it would be very difficult for anybody to try to withdraw a substantial amount from the banks kasi the banks don't have that much money, that much cash in its vault. They would have to
Yes.
call the central bank
Hindi, sir,
and
sir.
then ask the central bank for the
Yes.
bills. No?
Sir,
Ang gagawin, pababalikin ka talaga eh.
Specifically,
Attorney, you mentioned
specifically in the
banks,
case.
a number of banks,
No.
at kung magkano yung nakayang i-withdraw from the banks.
Yeah, ako personally, ang hirap ang bangko niyan. 10
Yes.
million lamang, mahirapan ka
Right.
na mag-withdraw.
So, attorney,
Hindi lang
specifically
schedule.
in Bryce's case, paano po niya ginawa? How did they do it?
Yeah, I think Sally Santos will be the person who would be most knowledgeable about how she was able to turn over at least 100 million pesos in cash. No, I mean hindi natin mapapagkaila. I mean there's really money there. No, so how was she able to collect all of this? Was it just tinanong yan kanina during the hearing kay Sally Santos paano pumasok yung pera dun sa account niya and paano withdraw? Hindi masyado naging malinaw yung kanyang testimony Importante yun because even the central bank should be alerted somehow that there's this substantial withdrawal of money. And how did they allow this? Bakit wala man lang any inquiry as to what this money was for? Sino ba yung nagwi-withdraw na yan? Para saan ba yan? And so forth.
From your legal perspective, attorney, anong liability ng mga bangko na gumawa niyan?
Pasensya. Sir, hindi po ako kasi litigation lawyer ako no? Hindi ako masyado bihasa sa central bank no. So but I think there should be entities that should look into this no, either the central bank, the monetary board no, na dapat tinitingnan nila. I mean there are regulatory rules on this no. Hindi nila agad-agad yan na malalabas yung pera at malilikom ng ganitong karami no, unless the banks knew that there was something up and they allowed it.
The thing that this case is missing, Attorney Raymond, is the smoking gun. Because what we have right now are a lot of very big, very heavy allegations. He said. Sa explanation nga ni Senator Ping, he has 2 of 3 elements already. He's got the allegations from both Bryce Hernandez and Henry Alcantara. He found the exact line items in the budget, both in the programmed funds as well as in the unprogrammed allocations. What he's missing right now is the 3rd element, which is the kickbacks. What kind of proof do we have on hand to tie the insertions to the kickbacks in these projects? As far as you know, does Bryce Hernandez have anything on that? Is he holding on to any kind of evidence like that?
Okay. Well, I have to be, again, from a lawyer's standpoint, most of the evidence here would now be circumstantial in nature. Obviously, there is not going to be any resibo na tumanggap kami. 25 to
Of course.
30%. And even if walang resibo, walang senator or congressman who will admit to having received, wala din yon. They will all deny it. What you do have are circumstantial evidence. What are these? Number one would be the fact that you have substandard projects, even ghost projects. So in other words, that's one. Number two, you have monies that were withdrawn. Number three, you would have sign-offs by both Bryce Hernandez and Henry Alcantara that these projects were completed and that the full payment should already be made. Number four, you have the banks actually releasing the cash themselves. And number five, you have now these photographs of the monies actually being compiled. So now you end up now with the last two important points. You have people, specifically Bryce Hernandez, JP Mendoza, some of the other people in DPWH First District, and now you have Henry Alcantara all confirming that they were giving up 25 to 30% of the monies that they were able to collect from the contractors, gave it now to Yusek Bernardo. So you now still actually have one more missing person. It's Yusek Bernardo.
Kaya, di ba, attorney, hindi na, di ba yan na yung mga resibo? Yan na yung mga smoking guns. Dahil meron kang witnesses at meron kang other witnesses corroborating the other witnesses. So kahit walang resibo, katulad nung kay Napoles, wala rin namang resibo yun eh. Pero may corroboration yung mga witnesses eh.
No, yung in the case kasi, Boss Llamas, no, in the case of Napoles, merong kasing resibo eh. Merong tumanggap na one of the staff eh. Yung in the case of Senator Bong, di ba si Richard Cambe, nakalista po yun na meron siyang tinanggap na pera eh. And then in the part of Senator Jinggoy, I remember it was a Pauline Labayen. There was a Pauline Labayen, and of course she's now she's on the run. She's a fugitive. And meron talagang tumatanggap ng pera. Lumabas yun, merong mga dokumento which would show that monies were indeed received. Okay, so dito walang ganon. And I know as a fact that you're never gonna find it because wala namang aamin. Merong mga attempts na sinasabi, buksan niyo yung bank account ko, buksan niyo yung secrecy of bank deposits waiver ako, ganito. I mean, no, you don't keep it in your own bank account, man.
Pero
the question is
pero
whether
yung mga tao, halimbawa yung mga tao nila, may mga pinangalan ng yung mga taga-receive daw. Oo, hindi ba pwedeng gawin yung link na yan ang boss mo eh, bakit ka kumukuha ng ganung pera?
Everything is just gonna be on a suspicion or a question of market.
Yeah.
This Beng Ramos will come out and say, yeah, I did this, I received this money. Wala eh. The most nga talaga is just, you can just, okay, what is circumstantial evidence and can it actually lead to a conviction? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay? You can actually convict a person on the basis of circumstantial evidence. When all of these circumstantial evidences, when you put together, lead to no other conclusion except the commission of the crime. So, pwede. Is there enough in order to convict? I am not in a position to say that. That would be the function of the judge. Depende on the evidence na ipe-present ng prosecution. Would there be enough evidence? That's up to the DOJ. They will make a decision on who should be witnesses for the prosecution, how much evidence they will present, what other documents that they will need in order to corroborate the testimony and evidence of the witnesses.
The problem, though, attorney, as we've seen time and again, is that those with resources are able to hire high-powered lawyers to hide behind technicalities, right? That's why itong question of whether circumstantial evidence is going to be enough to convict is a very big question mark at this point. But we'll leave the conversation there. Thank you so much for talking to us and shedding light on this issue. Attorney Raymond Fortun, lawyer to dismissed DPWH engineer Bryce Hernandez. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, attorney.